So today I have to start from the concept that is chapter 7 in the textbook. Okay, this is a little bit more advanced of the topic till the topics what we have discussed, that is related to classes only. We'll be discussing, I'll be explaining about today overloading methods in class. Okay, so I've copied the program over here in the notepad. I will provide the numbers also over here. See here, as you can see, this is the main class overload. Okay, and in this class there is one more class you can see in this program, overload demo. Okay, now what is overloading methods is a class which consists of methods with same name but with different signature or with different parameter list. Okay, that is overloading concept. So you can see this class that is at line number 2, overloading demo, that is. So what is overloading demo class consisting of? It is having methods. You can see at line number 3, this is the class test, method test without parameter. You can see line number 7, this is again a method test with one parameter. Then line number 11, one more method test with two parameters. Whereas this is again a method test with one parameter but different data type. You can compare the line number 7 and line number 15. Both of them are having only one parameter, but their signature is different. What difference is there in between those two? That is the data type. Okay, so we can say that this particular program is implementing the concept of overloading methods. That's it. Now, apart from this, what is the execution? How the execution will be done is, it's very simple. You all please see here. You can see in the main method, line number 22, there is an object which is created for the above class OB. Okay, that is over here. Okay, line number 23 is just a variable result. Then you can observe at line number 25, ob.test. ob.test is again means ob is an object to above class. In that it will go and it will invoke test method without parameter. So it will invoke this. Okay, so this is the method which is called, and what it has got inside that, it has got one method to display a message. So you can see it is displayed over here at line number 33. This is the output. Okay, simple programs these are. Now I hope you can understand the others also. You observe here ob.test of 10, it will call this method. Okay, so you can see over here, this is a message which is printing a colon. Here it will have 10 displays. Then after that, ob test of 10 comma 20 means it will call this one obviously, and it will have this output. A and B, in place of A here it will be 10 and here it will be 20, like that. Okay. Now then, just a second. Okay, now after this, the line number 28, result is equals to some method call again, ob.test of 123.25 means from here it will call this method, line number 15, test. So the parameter A will be over here as 123.25 it will receive. So line number 16, you can see it is giving you a message double A colon, that is double A colon as it is at line number 36. But whereas this A is what displaying you the value over here, 123.25. Okay, that is okay, that is fine. Now after that, line number 17, this again method, it has got some return value. What it is returning? It is returning the product of A into A. Okay, so where it will return here. So result will be equal to the product of 123.25 into 123.25. Now then after that, line number 26, it is going to display you something. So you can see this is a string, as it is over here. Okay, till here. Then after that, you can see it is concatenating something, that is the value of result above from line number 28. That is the product of 123.25 into 123.25. That is this. I hope you all have understood this. What is this program is? It is the demonstration of overloading methods. That is, you can see line number 2, overload demo. This is a class which is having methods, 4 methods all of them are with same name but with different signature. That is what is overloading method concept. Okay, and how the calls will be given? How the calls will be given from the main method? From the main method, they will call according to their signatures. This will call this one. This will call this one. Sorry. ob.test will call this one. Then ob.test of 10 will call this. Then ob.test of 10, 20 will call this line number 18. Then this one is a call to this 15th line. I hope you all have understood this. Okay then. Next is, after that is done. Now you all please observe here. Next one is automatic type conversions applying to overloading. See, this is again a simple program. See students, same program, little bit differences are there. You all observe here. See, this is what overload demo. Again, it has got the method test without parameter. This is what again a method test with 2 parameters. This is again a method test with 1 parameter. Okay, now the difference what you have to observe is, please see here. Now what is the thing is, you have to observe here. In this, execution starts from class overload. Why? Because it is having the main method. So now you can see in the main method, inside the main method, there is an object created, overload demo OB. Okay, and after that, in the main method, you have got one variable I equal to 88. Okay, that is fine. Now ob.test, this method is going to call this method, as you all have seen in the previous program also. Then ob.test of 10, 20 also will call this method from the previous program. Now the next thing, the new thing what you have to see is, what is the heading? Just read out. The heading is, the comment is, this program is demonstrating you automatic type conversions. Means you can see in this one, ob.test of I. ob.test of I, this is. So what is that? ob.test of I means I is what? 88. So ob.test of 88. Now students, which method it will call? It will not call this because it is without parameter, and this one is having 2 parameters. So we are left over with this method with 1 parameter only, but you see the data type is double. So what will happen? ob.test of I will call this one only, and you have to remember in the chapter 2 I said automatic type conversions concept I have explained already. Okay, that is over here now. That is ob.test of 88 will call this one, that is test double A, that is 88 will be automatically promoted to double, that is from int it will be promoted to double. That's it. So you all can observe the output also. See, it is calling this method. You can observe the output also. That's it students with the program. Then the last one is ob.test of 123.2. obviously this is what a double value, so this method will invoke this one. It is clear and fine. Okay, then overloading constructors we are going to see now. Just a second. Okay students, next is overloading constructors. It is very simple, but before going with the example, you see here, this is a simple program which is having, it is not an overloading constructor program, it is having only 1 constructor and 1 method. But now you all observe here, in this particular program, class box is having more number of constructors. You can see this is one constructor, this is the second constructor, this is the third constructor. So you can see this particular class box is having 3 constructors with different parameters. So that is why this program is demonstrating the concept of overloading constructors. That's it. Now, as I explained, parameter constructor, parameterized constructor, same concept that is over here also. Okay, you can see my box one over here has got one constructor with 3 parameters. So this will invoke this constructor. You all please try to recollect. Okay. Then my box 2 has got one constructor which will invoke this one, this constructor. Then my cube is a object which has got a constructor called box 7. So this one will call the last constructor, this one. So over here, double len. Len is a variable which will have 7 in it. So over here, all the 3 variables with high depth will be initialized with the value 7. Just see, students, that this is what overloading constructors. I hope you all have understood this. Okay, rest of the thing is the same with previous concepts, execution and all those things. Now, using object as parameters. This is very important, students. Please try to observe here. There are 2 classes over here again, class test and class pass OB. See, using objects as parameters. This is the heading, using object as parameters in the textbook. Now, you just see this. In this class test, it has got one constructors with 2 variables as parameters, ij. And over here, this is one method. You all please observe here. Equal to is a method, but what is the parameter here? The parameter is an object. Test O, it is an object. That is why you can see the heading, using objects as parameters. Now, I will explain you. Don't worry. You please try to concentrate. See here, in this main method, that is in class pass OB, OB1 has got one constructor test of 100, 22. So it will call this one. So students, please, if you want to write roughly, you write down on your paper. OB1 is an object which has got A and B as 100, 22. Okay. So I'll write here. Don't worry. Just a minute. So as I said, OB1 from here OB1 will pass the value 100, 22. So OB1 has got A equal to 100 and comma B equal to 22. Sorry. B equal to 22. Then similarly, you can observe OB2 also. It is also again calling the constructor. You can see the parameters over here. 100, 22, same thing. So OB2 has got again A as 100, B as 22. Now, after this, you see OB3 is calling the constructor with the values as -1, -1. You can observe here. We'll call here. Okay. So roughly I'll write here again. OB3 has got the values as A equal to -1 and B is equals to -1. Okay. I hope you all have understood this. Now, after this, it is printing some message. Some message over here. System.out.println. OB1 double equal to OB2. You can see as it is here. But how true we are able to get? See here, OB1 dot equal to of OB2. So OB1 dot equal to. So OB1 object. OB1 is an object which has got A as 100, B as 22. Okay, and it will call this test method by passing over here as parameter what? OB2. So OB2 will be passed as parameter here. So now O dot A will be what? The value of OB2. And here O dot B will be the value of OB2. So as you all know, and what is A over here? A and B is OB1. So OB1 has got AB as 122 and O dot A, O dot B also has got 122. So they all are same. So you can see over here, what will happen over here? Double equal to means they are same, true. And over here also it is true. It is bitwise and. If this is true, then only from here it will check this one. So this is also true. So the if condition is true now. So what will happen? If condition is true, if this is true, it will come to a return part and return will return true value over here. So from here, true will pass this value here. What I said, it will pass true value. It will pass the value true over here. So that is why, because of this, you can see the value as true over here. Then over here, students, the next thing is this one, OB1 dot equal to of OB3. So OB1, from here OB1 has got A as 100 and B as 22. Okay, now that will be compared with equal to of OB3, means this OB3 has got the value, -1, so that it will pass here to this O. Okay, so O is what? See here, students, O is -1 minus B as in O, A is -1, that is over here -1, double equal to A. What is double equal to A? A is what? That is the value of OB1. So -1 double equal to 100. That is false. So if the first expression is false, it won't evaluate the next expression, because over here this is double and. Double and means bitwise and. In bitwise and, it will, how it will evaluate is, if first expression is false, no matter second is true or false, it won't go over there. So if condition is false, and from here what is actually going to happen is, it won't evaluate this return part. Instead of, why? Because if condition is false, it won't evaluate that part. Okay, instead of that, it will go to else part. What is else? It is returning something. What it is returning? False. So from here it will return false, and that will be displayed as a message. Okay, I hope you all have understood this program. Okay, so what it is over here, see student, this is the point to understand. Here, this is a function call. In this equal to function call, what is passed over here? OB2, and in the next one it is passing OB3. Means we are passing the parameter as objects. And over here, this is the called function who is receiving the call. It is also receiving the object. So that's why this is the demonstration of objects as parameters. I hope you all have understood this, students. Now, same concept, say under the same heading, we are going to see this with an example of constructors, that is objects as parameters. So now students, see here, what I'll do is I will copy this program, just a second. Program. Yeah, please observe here, I will provide the line numbers also. See here, this is a class. There are two classes in this program. After class box, they have got one more class, that is overloading constructor 2. Okay, but you see in this class box, how many constructors are there? This is the code of class box. In this one, how many constructors are there? See here at line number 7, at line number 13, at line number 19, at line number 29. There are 4 constructors. Among these 4 constructors, the first constructor, that is box of box OB. So this is the constructor which is demonstrating you the heading, that is objects as parameter. In this constructor box, we have got the parameter as objects. That's it. Now, the other things are same things. Now you all can observe here, my box 1, this is a constructor with 3 parameters. It will call the 13th line constructor because it is accepting 3 parameters. Then similarly, this is the constructor which will call the constructor at line number 19. Then this is my cube is an object with a constructor as a parameter, single parameter. So it will call the constructor at line number 29. Okay. Then the last one, my clone, is an object. And over here, this is a constructor call. You can see over here. Student, this is the point with the heading. What it is has got the parameter over here, an object, my box 1. Means what? That is what is my box is having? It is having width, height, and depth as 10, 20, 15. So over here, this my clone object is going to call its constructor. Its constructor is at line number 7. Okay, at line number 7. So what line number 7 will receive? See here, box my box 1, that is it is passing 10, 20, 15. So over here OB will receive the value of my box 1, 10, 20, 15. So over here width, height, depth will receive the values as 10, 20, 15. I hope you all have understood this concept. The students, if you are having any doubt, you can ask me. The next is a closer look at argument passing. In this, there are 2 concepts: call by reference and call by value and call by reference. First, I will explain about call by value. I have already copied the program. This is the program, call by value. And I will execute the program. Observe here. See now, in this one, call by value, as you all are familiar with this concept in your C language you have learned. In the call by value, if you are passing the values as an argument, it will have no effect. That is, the values will remain same. Like you can see over here in the program, there are 2 classes, class test and call by the class call by value. Now, the main class is the call by value, that is from line number 8. In that you can see at line number 10, object OB is created. At line number 11, there are two variables, A is 15, B is 20. And line number 12 is going to display you the value of A and B. So that is the same thing you can observe here, 15 and 20. But whereas in line number 13, you all observe ob.meth of AB. This is a function called in class test. So over here, it will call this method, and over here, I and J will receive the value of 15 and 20. So you observe here, I into equal to 2. What's actually going to happen over here is, that is at line number 4 and 12 and 4 and 5, that is what I into equal to 2 means what? I equal to I into 2, that is nothing but what is that, which is I is what? 15. So 15 into 2, so that has to become 30. Then after that similarly J, okay, J will be equal to 30, that is J divided by equal to 2. If you perform the computation, I'm not writing the complete thing, J will be equal to 10. Okay, but you see at line number 15 what it is displaying, it is displaying A and B, it is displaying 15 and 20. Okay, so it is not disturbing the values of A and B in call by value. Okay, but if you use the concept of call by reference, the values gets changed. Okay, we will see that one now. The program in the textbook is pass obj reference. I have copied already. Pass obj reference is here. This one. See students, first I will compile the program. I'm pressing enter. It is compiled and I will run the program. Here, please observe here. Oh, okay, sorry. This is a function call, no? For my practice, what I did is I made that as comment. I will remove this. Compile it again. You all observe here. The values before the call are 15, 20 and after call are 30 and 10. Why is, you all please observe here. See here, test OB, 15 and 20, it is passing the constructor. It is passing the value I and J as 15 and 20. Okay, so what will happen actually here? OB is an object which is calling its constructor. A will receive the value I. What is that I? 15. Then B in OB, it will receive the value as J. J is what? 20. Okay. See students, from here it is passing for IJ, the values as 15 and 20. Here AB will receive I and J, that is 15 and 20. That is fine. Now, after this, you all observe here at line number 17, it is displaying the message in the command prompt. It is displaying the message before call 1520. Then after this, line number 18, there is a method called ob.meth of ob. Okay, what is it is calling? It is calling the object ob. The parameter is ob. Means what? Ob is having 15 and 20 from here. So 15 and 20, that is ob. the parameters 15 and 20 will be passed on to here. So O will have, this is an object O, which will have the values 15 and 20. Now what is happening is this reference, remember here, this is a reference. What this will do now, at line number 10, you all can observe, at line number 10, that is O dot A into, that is equals to 2, that will have what? O dot A in equal to O dot A into 2. So nothing but that is equals to O dot A is what? It is 15. So 15 into 2, that is. So that will be 30. Similarly, OB when divided by 2. Okay, I'm not calculating this. You'll do it by yourself with pencil and paper. You'll practice it. When that gets divided, it will become 10. So O dot B